Hi everyone, welcome to Skynet Cloud's Azure Basics training series. In today's video, we will cover Azure Virtual Machines. Just a quick recap of our training series so far. So in the previous videos, we have covered resource groups and Azure Virtual Networks. In today's video, we will be covering Azure Virtual Machines, just a little bit of features about Azure Virtual Machines, and then I'll move on to a demo and I will show you how you can quickly create a virtual machine from Azure portal. What are Azure Virtual Machines? Azure Virtual Machines are the basic components of Azure Infrastructure as a Service offering. So, when we talk about Azure Infrastructure Service, in that cloud deployment model, the customers get full control over your cloud deployment in the sense starting from the operating system deployment to the configurations, the vulnerability management, security management, patch management, all that is done by the customer. So if you are looking for an environment where you have more control than when compared to the platform as a services, then Azure Infrastructure as a Service is the model to adopt. So virtual machines are the basic components of compute in infrastructure as a service. So there are different type of virtual machines available matching to your workload requirements. So typically they are called as VMs queues. In Azure. So we have general purpose queues, we have high performance computing queues. There are different series of virtual machines. For each of these requirements, we have different series of virtual machines. For example, if your workload have storage requirements, then you would go for a storage optimized virtual machines queue, which is the L series. Similarly, if your virtual machine need GPUs, then you would go for a GPU enabled, that is the N series virtual machines. Okay. So when you create a virtual machines, the cost of the virtual machines includes the cost of a temporary storage. There is a temporary disk that get attached to the virtual machines. Keep in mind that any data that you put in that temporary storage might be lost when you reboot the machine. So it is typically recommended for say storing your temporary cache files, log files, or anything like that. Okay. And in addition to your OS disk and this temporary disk, you can attach data disk, say your E drive or F drive. So whatever additional data disk that you want, you can attach. It can be done either during the creation of the virtual machines or even later. So, and you will have network interfaces, so you can have multiple network interfaces that you can use to connect to your virtual networks. And these virtual machines can be created using Azure Marketplace or your own custom images. You can bring your own image and then deploy your virtual machines. Now, let's take a look at the portal and how you can create a virtual machine from the Azure portal. I have logged into the Azure portal. From the Azure portal, there are different ways to create a virtual machine. So when you log in itself, you can, if this resources is a very basic resource, will be shown here. You can click on here and then click on Add, or you can go to the menu, All Services, search for the virtual machines if it is not listed here, and then go from there as well. So here it is listed. So I'll click on Virtual Machines, click on Add. Subscription is automatically selected. Resource group, I can either create a new one or I can use an existing one. Here I will go with the existing resource group. If you want to know how to create a new resource group, you can refer to the first video in this training series. Provide a name for your virtual machines. Infrastructure redundancy, for the time being, I'm not going to select anything. If you want, you can put the virtual machine in availability zone or availability set. We'll be covering these features in a later video. Image, I will be selecting one of the existing images here, 2016 data center. If I want, I can go back and select additional images from the marketplace. If I want a specialized image, I can select it from here. So for the time being, I'll go with 2016 data center. Um, A spot instance is, if you want to leverage discounts for your virtual machine, right? So one caveat there is, if at all there is a resource crunch in the data centers, this instance might be recalled and you would lose it. So only for lesser critical workloads you can use this for your test and development purpose, or anything. If you want to play around, you can use this. But for time being, I am going to go with a different. I'm not going to select sport instance. So VM size, you can select from the VM sizes listed over here, or you can click on select size and choose a different one as well. You have to provide a username and password to log on to the machine. Repeat password. Then, since you want to allow access to the machine, you can enable public inbound ports over RDP. If you have your own Windows license and you want to use it, then you can select already have a Windows Server license. Yes, this is to get the hybrid benefit there, so that you pay only for your compute cost and not for your license cost. Since I don't have a license, I'll select no. That means my license cost will also be in a pay-as-you-go model. Then comes disk. So you can select the disk type of your operating system. So there are different SKUs there as well, depending on the kind of performance that you need, with premium SSD having the highest level of performance. So here I am going to go with the standard HDD, since it is a test machine. Same for encryption. You can either use default platform managed key encryption, or you can use your own key and do a customer managed key encryption. This is where you attach a new disk. So if you click on attach a new disk, you can create a new disk. Select the size of the disk. Again, the SKU and the size can be selected from this screen. I'm going to select the HDD disk. Okay. Next comes networking. So here you select which virtual network you want to deploy your virtual machine to. So I already have a virtual network created, so I will use that and a subnet. If you want to know how to create a virtual network, you could refer back to video 2 of this series. Now, NSG, this is something that can be used to control the inbound and outbound traffic. You can either choose to go with the advanced NSG and provide additional network restrictions. Since it is the demo, I'll just go with a basic NSG with RDP allowed. Accelerated networking, if you want additional throughput for your machine, you can go with accelerated networking. Um, so load balancing, if you have a load balancer deployed already for high availability purpose, then you can select that load balancer. Since I don't have a load balancer here, I am going to select no. So this management tab, there is a lot of monitoring and management options, like boot diagnostics. It will collect all the diagnostic logs, when the machine boots up. But you have to provide additional storage where this logs can be stored. Since again, as it is a test machine, I will select off. And if you want to shut down your machine at a specific time, you can select auto shutdown. This is recommended for cost saving purpose, so that if you even if you forget to shut down your machine after your testing purpose, you can select this, so that it will be automatically shut down. Enable backup, if you want to protect your machine using Azure backup service, you can use this, but it needs a backup vault and all to be created. For the time being, I will not select this. We will cover the backup again in a later video. Advanced, this is where if you want to select any kind of extensions means, so you want to deploy an antivirus or something, then you can select extension for the antivirus, which will be deployed after the machine comes up in Azure. Or if you want to run any custom script also, you can provide it here. Okay, so all the settings you can leave as default, and unless you want advanced configurations. Tags also, if you want to add, to logically segregate for your billing purpose and all, you can use tags. That's it. Now you review. click on create. So now my deployment is completed and my virtual machine is ready. To access my virtual machine, I can click on go to resource. It will take me to the virtual machine, and then it is as simple as selecting the RDP and download the RDP file and connect to the machine, just like any other Windows server. So I hope this video has been helpful to you to understand how to create virtual machines from the Azure portal. Stay tuned to our channel for more such interesting videos. Click on the like, subscribe and the bell icon. Thank you everyone.